Discovery and observation are essential to learning about the physical world. Through the collection of specimens by pupils, children are able to study nature at close range. This teacher is using children's questions as a basis for natural science study. Children bring their pets to school and describe their characteristics as another means of bringing nature into the classroom. This school has an exhibit room. Children go to the room for museum experiences, and pupils who have contributed specimens assume the responsibility for explaining them. In this classroom, children are collecting and observing the seeds of their community. The children are becoming aware of the characteristics of different seed types. The kinds of trees found in their community are being studied by one group. As part of the study, the children are learning to see design in the forms of nature and are preparing a leaf display. Here, a window garden makes it possible for young children to observe the growth of plants. And at this school, there is space for an outdoor garden where older children can have similar experiences on a broader scale. A study of climates and seasons helps children understand man's dependence upon nature. Charts, bulletins, and maps are used as reference materials. These boys and girls use a field trip as one means of studying their environment. They have asked an authority on soil conservation to explain to them the causes of erosion. First-hand experiences keep interest at a high level as children study the physical world around them. A knowledge of the past and present contributes to a full appreciation of life as it is today. As part of a class study of the ages of discovery and colonization, one small group is concentrating on customs. Here, a girl is reporting on information which she has acquired through research. Children have an opportunity to lead discussions, and the teacher becomes one of the group and participates as a member. This girl makes a contribution to her class through a pictorial map showing where the trails westward crossed Virginia. A group of children has compiled a book on the history of their town. The past comes alive through visits to the historical sites of the community. One of the oldest residents tells the children of early life in the town and the part that his home played. A study of the community resulted in this project. Class interest in historic buildings led to the making of a series of block prints. The growth of the nation is approached by this class through the study of great men. A visit to Monticello makes Jefferson a real person to these children and enriches their understanding of his contributions, his life, and his times. The study of occupations is important in understanding economic life. Here, the ways people make a living within the state are stressed. In their study of the ways people make a living, children use graphs and maps to explain relationships. At another school, the making of a wall display is the culminating activity in a study of local history and industries. Modern inventions have played an important role in our way of life. To study the influence of the automobile, this class organizes its work around major problems. A variety of source materials on different reading levels is used to obtain information. The influence of the automobile on the discovery and use of new products is the basis for discussion by one group. In a problem as inclusive as this, each child finds some phase in which he can make a contribution to the class. The children become aware of social and economic problems created by the automobile, and at the same time make use of many communicative skills. As part of their study of the airplane and its relation to everyday living, these children decided to visit the local airport. Parents have come along to assist the teacher on the trip, and at the same time, the parents share in the fun and learning experience of the children. Much planning preceded the trip. Timetables were studied, air routes located, and fares estimated. Going inside a big airliner is a new experience for most of these children. Many questions about air travel which came up in the classroom are answered by this field trip, and new questions which are raised will stimulate further classroom study. The good school develops positive attitudes towards democratic living. These students are discussing problems that are important to them. It is one example of pupil leadership under teacher guidance. Once a plan has been agreed upon, steps are taken to put it into action. In a democracy, the exchange of ideas and opinions is encouraged. The superintendent gives consideration to the letter from the pupils, and he goes to the classroom to allow them to express their views and to discuss ways of solving their problem. Through school elections, pupils learn the processes involved in representative government. They learn voting procedure and become aware that good citizenship carries with it the responsibility of participation. In studying the history of local government, this group is gathering information from many sources. A file on county government and how it operates is being prepared as one phase of the class study. This group is emphasizing documents which have historical significance in the development of the nation. A trip to the capital gives reality to the study of state government. And this class is studying the federal government.
From the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., the CBS Department of Public Affairs presents an address by the President of the United States. Everyone on the floor is standing and applauding as the committee takes their seats. And the President stands before the microphone where he will be introduced by the Speaker of the House.
World understanding begins in the minds of children. Motion pictures and film strips take children beyond the walls of their school for a visit to other lands. The children see that people in distant places are like them in many ways. Children are helped to visualize the world through the use of maps and globes. Making a map is one means of learning area and distance relationships. And the making of a relief map helps children get a concept of land formations. An appreciation of other cultures is necessary to international goodwill. In this class, children with foreign backgrounds point out some of the similarities and differences of customs. Parents with contributions to make often serve as resource people. The things he has learned about the peoples whom the dolls represent are being told by this little boy. It is one way small children can learn about other peoples. Through the arts, distant countries are brought close. Costumes and dance help these girls experience some of the spirit of Mexican life. The interdependence of peoples takes on meaning here through a study of foods which the United States gets from other countries. Children today show an increasing concern for world problems because of the influence of newspapers, radio, and television. These upper grade children are studying the aims and activities of the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. The pictorial map helps to show the relationship between the resources of nations and world peace. Through a study of the United Nations and some of the issues before it, these seventh graders further their understanding of world problems. The teacher serves as a moderator and makes notes for later discussions. As children extend their knowledge of the world, they begin to recognize similarities among all peoples and to approach differences with understanding. In the good elementary school, emphasis is placed upon the needs of the child. Each child is studied as an individual and is provided with an environment that contributes to his social and spiritual growth. His school experiences help him acquire health, communicative skills, art appreciations, a knowledge of the physical world, and an understanding of man's relation to man. With emphasis on the child in his total development, the elementary school can realize the purposes of education in a democracy.